Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 36 of Be With Me. We're studying the book of Acts. We're in chapter 5, and the apostles get arrested, again, and there is an angel. And the title of today is There's an Angel Working Unbeknownst to Person, Place, or Thing. Here's how we're going to get there. Let's start in verse 17 of Acts chapter 5. But the high priest rose up, and all who were with him, that is, the party of the Sadducees, and filled with jealousy, they arrested the apostles and put them in the public prison. So let me just pause here for a second. So the high priest is either Annas or it is Caiaphas. Both are referred to as the high priest. Caiaphas is the real high priest. Annas is the previous high priest, like we would have an ex-president. We would still call President Obama, even though he's not president now. So it's not sure exactly who's wielding the power, but we find out that the whole gang was here. The past high priest, probably the current high priest, and probably the future high priest is all here, plus their party, plus all the powers that be. So it's a big group, and we find out that they're jealous. That is, they're jealous not for God's name and God's honor or God's temple. They're jealous for themselves and for their pride. Now, why? What do they have to be jealous about? Well, even the people that haven't joined the Christian church, this is from verse 13, the ones that did not dare join the Christian church, even those people, the non-believers, held the believers in high esteem, held the apostles in high esteem, much less those who have joined the church, because with them they have great fear. No kidding. Ananias and Sapphira just didn't survive their last meeting with a couple of the apostles that were in charge. We see these guys having courage to stand for the Lord even after their arrests and possible crucifixion, which they don't get crucified. They have the spiritual power. They've been recognized to have been with Jesus. We see them performing miracles. Even Peter's shadow is performing miracles. We see a lame guy specifically healed, much less all the stuff about Jesus, that he ascended, that he was resurrected, that 500 dead people busted out of their tombs and have been walking around. These are the same guys who conspired against Jesus that the apostles are now facing jealousy from. Okay, so they try to stop them. They try to deprive them of their liberty. And what we're going to see here, and we've seen now through 2,000 years of history, is you can't stop the gospel. You can't stop the spread of the gospel. Now, you may kill a guy or two, but the gospel is on its way. And I was just thinking about Matthias. So Matthias, brand new apostle, ta-da, you get the golden handshake. Now you're apostle. And kind of like the first thing that happens or on the next page is boom, you get arrested, and now your life is at risk. Okay, so here's what happens. But during the night, an angel of the Lord opened the prison doors and brought them out and said, "Go and stand in the temple and speak to the people all the words of this life." And when they heard this, they entered the temple at daybreak and began to teach. Now when the high priest came and those who were with him, they called together the council and all the Senate and all the people of Israel and sent to the prison to have them brought. They thought they were still there. But when the officers came, they did not find them in the prison. So they returned and reported, "We found the prison securely locked, the guards standing, and when we opened them, we found no one inside." So I want to get back to this angel. Okay, so the angel comes, and unbeknownst to the person, that is the guards, an angel was active right around them. And unbeknownst to the place, in other words, the guards were standing at the doors, and they went through the doors, and unbeknownst to the lock, the angel was at work. So sometimes when the apostles are freed from prison, there's an earthquake, and everybody knows, including the jailers. Here, they didn't have a clue. They were totally surprised in the morning. So it's like the Lord opened these prison doors, the angel, forgot to notify the guards, and brought them out. And then we find, too, that the angel speaks and says, commands them. So the angel has verbal countenance here and says, "Go and stand in the Jerusalem temple and speak these words of life. This was the words of this life. My commentary said that the Christian way might have been called the life. What a great name for Christianity is the life. Then verse 21, we find this immediate obedience at daybreak. That is before the sunrise. That's just when you started to get light. They were there, began to teach, because there's this huge need. These people don't know, how you correlate the life of Jesus and the Old Testament. There's a lot to be taught. And then just the funny part of this is what the angel does to these prison guards, which is nothing. Nobody's the wiser, and unbeknownst to the person of the guards, unbeknownst to the place of where they're standing, and unbeknownst to the lock, this angel does this miracle. So my kind of concluding thought is this thing of wonder at these angel, where this angel overwhelms these people or underwhelms them to the point they don't even notice or place, or just, does the door open through these guys and the apostles come right through them? I visited one prison in Philippi, and there was only one door. The rest of the prison was dug into a cave, and then they sealed up the front. So I'm kind of envisioning that here in my mind, is the door that these guys came out was the door that the prison guards were unbeknownst of. So I'm just a little bedazzled here at the angel, where the angel of the Lord opens prison doors and brings them out unbeknownst to the person, place, or thing. That is, unbeknownst to the guard, unbeknownst to the place that they were standing, and unbeknownst to the thing, the lock on the door. I mean, I think if you were not a believer, and this is all you know about Christianity, that the Lord can send an angel and do this, this is enough to believe and to have life, much less when the apostles get out, all 12 of them now, and they go to the temple and they start to teach all the words of this life. So my prayer for us today is, may you go today, keep your eyes open for an angel, because they work unbeknownst as a rule, but let's enjoy the life that we have, the life of Christianity. If the Lord gives me another day, I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.